Relative clauses. What's a relative clause? A relative clause gives us information about the person or thing mentioned. Are you the one who sent me the email? The phone which has the most features is also the most expensive. This is the video that I wanted to show you. Jack, who's retired now, spends a lot of time with his grandchildren. We want to see the new Tom Carter film, which was released on Friday. My sister, whose dog I'm looking after, is visiting a friend in Australia. What is a defining relative clause? A defining relative clause gives us essential information that tells us who or what we are talking about. The woman who lives next door works in a bank. These are the flights that have been cancelled. We usually use a relative pronoun or adverb to start a defining relative clause: who, which, that, when, where or whose. What is a non-defining relative clause? A non-defining relative clause gives us extra information about someone or something. It isn't essential for understanding who or what we are talking about. My grandfather, who's 87, goes swimming every day. The house, which was built in 1883, has just been opened to the public. We always use a relative pronoun or adverb to start a non-defining relative clause: who, which, whose, when or where, but not that. We also use commas to separate the clause from the rest of the sentence. Relative pronouns and adverbs. A reasonable subject and who, that and a verb. A reasonable subject and who, whom, that and a subject. An unreasonable subject and which, that and a verb. An unreasonable subject and which, that and a subject. The owner's name and whose and the owned name. The name of a place and where and a subject. The time's name and when and a subject. It was Ali who, that broke the glass. The driver whom we were talking about had an accident. I like the song which, that AMR sang. That's the man whose son won the medal. This is the hotel where we stayed last summer. Sunday is the day when we usually visit our grandma. Who, that. To talk about people. The boy is my son. He won the prize. Who? The boy who won the prize is my son. I saw a fat man. He couldn't walk. Who, that. I saw a fat man that couldn't walk. The boy looks very tired. He ran a long way. Who? The boy who ran a long way looks very tired. She's the woman who cuts my hair. Yesterday I met my new boss, who was very nice. The policeman who reported the accident has red hair. Who, whom, that. He's the man that I met at the conference. The girls, who he praised were delighted. My sister, whom I live with, knows a lot about cars. It was the teacher to whom I owe a lot. Is that the man with whom she arrived? Which, that. To talk about things. The tree has lovely flowers. It stands near the gate. Which that. The tree which that stands near the gate has lovely flowers. This is the picture which that caused such a sensation. There was a 1-year guarantee which came with the TV. The house, which is very big, is also very cold. We bought a house which that is 200 years old. I sent a letter which that arrived 3 weeks later. Which that. The job was very tiring. He applied for it a week ago. Which that. The job which that he applied for was very tiring. The laptop that I bought last week has started making a strange noise. The car which that I hired broke down after 5 miles. This is the best hotel which that I know. She loves the chocolate which that I bought. We went to the village which that Heber recommended. Omitting the relative pronoun. We can usually leave out who, which or that if it is followed by a subject. The assistant, who that we met was really kind. The dish that which I ordered was delicious. Which whose refers to the person or thing that something belongs to. That's my grandmother, we live in her house. Whose. That's my grandmother whose house we live in. The man felt very sad. His wife died in the accident. Whose. The man whose wife died in the accident felt very sad. The dog is over there. The dog's, its owner lives next door. Whose. The dog whose owner lives next door is over there. The little girl is sad. The little girl's, her doll was lost. Whose. The little girl whose doll was lost is sad. The woman is coming tonight. Her car is a BMW. Whose. The woman whose car is a BMW is coming tonight. The house belongs to me. Its roof is very old. Whose. The house whose roof is old belongs to me. Where refers to a place. This is the hotel. We stayed in it last summer. Where. This is the hotel where we stayed last summer. I went to a swan. I swam there, in it. Where. I went to a swan where I swam. Let's go to a country where the sun always shines. I've just come back from London, where John lives. When refers to a time. They visit me on Sunday, I am at home on that day. When they visit me on Sunday when I'm at home. Summer is the season when I'm happiest. The day when they met was remembered for long. Note, we can use which with a preposition to talk about places and times. City Park, which we used to go to, has been closed down. City Park, where we used to go, has been closed down. December, which Christmas is celebrated in, is a summer month for the Southern Hemisphere. December, when Christmas is celebrated, is a summer month for the Southern Hemisphere. I went to a swan. It was an old city. Which? I went to a swan, which was an old city.
Complete the sentences. Write the letters. 1. The sailors saw a monster. A. That Uncle Bob drives. 2. My aunt has got a parrot. B. That his grandfather gave him. 3. Meg likes music. C. That are found in deserts. 4. That is the kind of car. D. Which had 6 heads. 5. Camels are animals. E. Which she can dance to. 6. John has lost the watch. F. Which can talk. Make one sentence. 7. The test was very hard. Which we had last week. 8. The trainers were expensive. Which Sam bought. 9. The cakes are always delicious. Which Grandma makes. 10. The wooden horse was huge. That the Greeks built. 11. The monster had 6 heads. That lived in the cave. 12. The snakes are not dangerous. That live on this island. So. Such. So and adjective. I haven't expected you're so ill. We were surprised to see her very angry. So and adverb. You shouldn't speak so loudly. He apologized for arriving very late for the meeting. Such a. Such an and adjective and countable singular noun. I'm very happy to have such a kind father. Such an old man must get enough care. Such and adjective and plural noun. Uncountable noun. It's unlucky to have such noisy neighbors. It was impossible to drink such impure water.